Advocating for children is a powerful and transformative endeavor that requires a blend of passion, knowledge, and effective communication. This week, I'm going to help you do that. Stay tuned.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Exceptional Stories and the People Who Live Them. Your host is Steve Dover, a special needs advocate and father of 2 special needs sons. This is a faith-based, in-depth conversation-styled podcast with and for parents of special needs children. This podcast will let you have a front row seat to hear how they do it, why they do it, and what you can learn from their experiences as they share their exceptional stories. Let's get started.
Welcome into this week's episode. Today I want to explore the crucial role of caregivers, educators, and community members in advocating for children. In this episode, we will introduce the 5 A's for Advocating for Kids framework, a guide empowering individuals to be effective advocates. Whether you're a parent, educator, or community member, these principles focused on awareness, assertiveness, alliances, adaptability, and access to resources will be your roadmap to impactful advocacy. Join us as we work towards a world where every child's voice is heard and their potential is celebrated. Let's get started. The first A in the 5 A's for advocating for kids is awareness. And what you need to do here is raise consciousness for children's needs and rights. Advocating for children begins with creating a heightened awareness of their unique needs and fundamental rights within the community and various institutions. Here are a few ways that you can effectively raise awareness. Number 1, social media advocacy. With the growth of social media now, that is probably one of the biggest platforms to raise awareness. Utilize the power of social media platforms to disseminate information about the challenges faced by children and support they require. Share personal stories, relevant articles, and resources that highlight the importance of understanding and meeting the diverse needs of children. Engage with online communities, fostering conversations that promote empathy and awareness. Number 2, community events and workshops. Organize or participate in community events and workshops that focus on children's rights and inclusion. These gatherings provide an opportunity to connect with parents, educators, and community members, fostering a sense of shared responsibility for the well-being of all children. Workshops can be tailored to address specific challenges faced by children in the community. The third way to raise awareness is educational forums. Collaborate with local schools, educational institutions, and community centers to host educational forums. These forums can address the needs of children with diverse abilities, shedding light on best practices for inclusive education and equipping educators with the tools to support every child effectively. Encourage open dialogue to dispel myths and misconceptions surrounding various conditions. If you have listened to any of the previous podcasts, you have heard me ask many parents and educators as well what they think the biggest misconception is concerning their child. Getting those addressed and dispelled any myths is huge in creating awareness. Number 4 is storytelling and media representation. Promote positive storytelling and accurate media representation of children with diverse needs. Share success stories that highlight the achievements and the capabilities of these children, challenging stereotypes and fostering a more inclusive mindset. Collaborate with local media outlets to ensure fair and accurate portrayals that contribute to changing societal perceptions. And lastly, collaborate with advocacy organizations. Partner with an advocacy organization focused on children's rights and well-being. Join forces with established groups to leverage their resources, networks, and expertise. Participate in or organize campaigns that bring attention to specific issues, mobilizing a wider audience and encouraging collective action for positive changes. By strategically employing these approaches, advocates can effectively raise awareness about the needs and rights of children, creating a community that is informed, empathetic, and committed to fostering an environment where every child can thrive. The second A in advocating for kids is assertiveness, advocating with confidence and clarity. Advocating for children requires a level of assertiveness that ensures their needs are communicated clearly and effectively. Here's how to be assertive in your communication with educators, healthcare professionals, and other shareholders. Number one, understand your child's needs. Before engaging with stakeholders, gain a thorough understanding of the child's needs, preferences, and any necessary accommodations. This knowledge forms the foundation for your advocacy efforts and positions you to communicate with precision. Number two, develop a communications plan. You need to create a clear and comprehensive communication plan outlining key points you need to convey. This plan should include the child's specific requirements, potential challenges, and proposed solutions. Having a well-organized plan enhances your ability to communicate assertively. The third step in this process is practice effective communication. I would suggest you develop a skill of assertive communication by practicing clarity, consistency, and confidence. Clearly express your thoughts using language that is direct and unambiguous. Focus on the facts and present them in a manner that promotes understanding and cooperation. Fourthly, establish open lines of communication. Foster open lines of communication with educators, healthcare professionals, and other stakeholders. Encourage regular updates and progress reports, and be proactive in seeking this information. Establishing a collaborative relationship with key individuals ensures ongoing support for the child. Fifthly, be solution-oriented. Approach discussions with a solution-oriented mindset. Clearly articulate concerns, but also propose constructive solutions. This not only demonstrates your commitment to the child's well-being, but also facilitates a more collaborative and positive dialogue with stakeholders. Sixthly, advocate for accommodations. When advocating for a child, clearly communicate any accommodations or modifications that are necessary for their success. This may include adjustments in the classroom, specialized healthcare services, or any other support that aligns with the child's needs. Next, seek professional guidance. If needed, seek the guidance of professionals such as special education advocates or healthcare advocates who specialize in the specific needs of the child. These experts can provide valuable insights and strategies to strengthen your advocacy efforts. And lastly, stay calm and collective. This is probably the hardest one to do when the situation gets very stressful, but you need to maintain a calm and collected demeanor during discussions, even in challenging situations. This helps convey a sense of professionalism and ensures that your message is received with openness. By embracing assertive communication, advocates can effectively convey the importance of meeting the child's unique needs, thereby fostering an environment where they can thrive academically, socially, and emotionally. The third A in the 5 A's for advocating for kids is alliance building, and this is uniting voices for collective impact. Building alliances is a powerful strategy in advocating for children, especially those with unique needs. Creating a united front with other parents, advocacy groups, and organizations amplifies your advocacy efforts and can lead to more significant and lasting change. Here's how to effectively build those alliances. Number one, connect with parent networks. Tap into local and online parent networks that focus on similar needs or challenges. These networks can provide a wealth of information, shared experiences, and emotional support. Joining forces with other parents creates a community that can advocate collectively for improved services and understanding. Next, collaborate with advocacy groups. Identify and collaborate with advocacy groups that align with the specific needs of the child. These organizations often have established networks, resources, and expertise. And by joining these forces, you can leverage your collective influence to advocate for policy changes, increased resources, and enhanced support systems. Next, participate in community events. Engage with community events that bring together parents, advocates, and organizations. Attending conferences, workshops, and seminars focused on the needs of children will allow you to connect with like-minded individuals. These events provide opportunities to share experiences, exchange ideas, and build partnerships. Next, establish a supportive coalition. Form a coalition with other parents and advocacy groups to pool resources and expertise. A supportive coalition can collaborate on initiatives such as awareness campaigns, educational programs, or policy advocacy. Together, you can have more significant impact on creating positive change. Next, advocate for policy changes. Work collectively to advocate for changes in policies that affect children with specific needs. This could involve pushing for inclusive education policies, increasing funding for support services, or implements in health care access. A unified voice is more likely to capture the attention of policymakers and affect change. Next, share success stories. You need to highlight success stories within your alliance to inspire others and demonstrate the positive impact of collaborative advocacy. Positive narratives can encourage more individuals to join the cause, strengthening the alliance and broadening its influence. Next, you can engage in grassroots advocacy. This is participating in grassroots advocacy efforts such as letter writing campaigns, petitions, or community outreach. Mobilizing a community to advocate collectively reinforces the importance of the cause and puts pressure on decision makers to prioritize the needs of the children. Lastly, you can foster inclusivity within the alliance. Ensure that your alliance is inclusive and welcomes diverse perspectives. Children with unique needs may come from various backgrounds, and a diverse alliance can better address the multifaceted challenges they face. Foster an environment where everyone's voice is heard and valued. By forming strong alliances, advocates can create a powerful force of change, challenging existing norms, policies, and practices to ensure a more inclusive and supportive environment for all children. Well, we've made it to the fourth A of the 5 A's for advocating for kids, and that is adaptability. And this will be tailoring advocacy for individualized impact. Adaptability is a cornerstone of effective advocacy, especially when advocating for children with diverse needs. Recognizing the uniqueness of each child and being flexible in your approach allows for more personalized and impactful advocacy efforts. Here's how to integrate adaptability into your advocacy approach. First, individualized assessment. Start by conducting an individualized assessment of the child's needs, strengths, and challenges. Understand their unique circumstances, preferences, and goals. This knowledge forms the basis for tailoring your advocacy efforts to align with the specific requirements of the child. Next, you can collaborate with the child and family. Involve your child and their family in the advocacy process. Collaborative decision makers ensures that the child's voice is heard and the family's insights are considered. This partnership contributes to more informed and adaptable advocacy strategies. Next, stay informed about evolving needs. Children's needs may evolve, requiring ongoing assessment and adaptation of advocacy strategies. Stay informed about the latest developments in the child's condition, educational requirements, and available support services. This proactive approach allows you to timely make adjustments in the advocacy efforts. Next, let's look at tailoring advocacy for different settings. Recognize that advocacy may need to take different forms in various settings, such as at school, within the healthcare system, or in the community. Tailor your approach to address the specific challenges and opportunities present in each setting. This ensures that advocacy efforts are contextually relevant and effective. Next, adjust the strategies based on the progress. Regularly assess the process resulting from your advocacy efforts. If certain strategies are proving successful, consider reinforcing them. Conversely, if challenges persist but Be willing to adjust your approach, seeking alternative solutions for support mechanisms. Next, engage in continuous learning. Advocacy is an ever-evolving field, and staying open to continuous learning is essential. Keep abreast of new research, therapies, and educational practices relevant to the child's needs. This ongoing learning process equips you with the knowledge needed to adapt advocacy strategies accordingly. Next, foster a multifaceted approach. Recognize that multifaceted approach may be necessary to address the complexity of the child's needs. This could involve combining advocacy efforts at the policy level, within educational institutions, and in collaboration with healthcare providers. A holistic approach enhances the adaptability of your advocacy efforts. Lastly, be open to feedback. Invite feedback from the child, their family, and other stakeholders involved in the advocacy process. Constructive feedback provides valuable insights that can inform adjustments to your approach. A feedback loop ensures that advocacy efforts remain responsive and relevant. By embracing adaptability in your advocacy efforts, you enhance your ability to navigate the dynamic landscape of supporting children with diverse needs. Tailoring your efforts to the individuality of each child contributes to more effective outcomes and more inclusive environment.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, Exceptional Stories family. We've got something very exciting to share. We want to put the spotlight on you. If you're a special needs parent or caregiver, we want to hear your questions for an upcoming Q&A episode. Send in your questions via email to exceptionalstoriespodcast@gmail.com or leave us a 90-second voice message at speakpipe.com/exceptionalstoriespodcast. We're diving deep into the most common pain points faced by special needs parents, and your input will shape this crucial conversation. I can't wait to hear from you. Let's make this Q&A episode truly exceptional. All right, the fifth and final A in the 5 A's for advocating for kids is access to resources. And this empowers your advocacy through knowledge and support. Accessing resources is a crucial aspect of effectively advocating for children with diverse needs. A well-informed advocate can navigate complex systems, address challenges, and secure essential resources for the child. Here's how to ensure that you have the necessary information and support. Number 1, research education materials. Dive into a comprehensive exploration of educational materials relevant to the child's needs. Stay informed about inclusive teaching strategies, specialized learning resources, and assistive technologies. This knowledge equips you to collaborate effectively with educators and contribute to the development of a supportive learning environment. Next, connect with support groups. We've already mentioned the importance of that. Identify and connect with support groups that cater to the specific needs of the child. These groups provide not only emotional support, but also valuable insights and firsthand experiences. Networking with other parents and caregivers can give a rich source of information on available resources, strategies, and community services. Next, understand the legal rights. Familiarize yourself with the legal rights and entitlements applicable to children with diverse needs. This includes understanding the Individuals with Disability Education Act, or IDEA, Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act, and other relevant legislation. Knowledge of legal rights empowers you to advocate for the child's access to appropriate services and accommodations. Explore financial assistance would be the next step. Investigate available financial assistance programs that may support the child's needs. This could include grants, scholarships, or government programs designed to provide financial aid for medical expenses, educational resources, or assistive devices. Understanding these financial avenues allows you to advocate for necessary support without financial barriers. Next, collaborate with healthcare professionals. Establish a collaborative relationship with healthcare professionals who specialize in the child's condition. These professionals can provide guidance on medical interventions, therapeutic services, and available community health resources. Their expertise enhances your ability to advocate for comprehensive healthcare support. Next, you need to leverage technology. Explore technical resources that can benefit the child, such as apps, communication devices, or adaptive tools. Technology can play a transformative role in enhancing learning experiences and addressing specific challenges. Stay informed about the latest advancements to incorporate relevant technologies into your advocacy efforts. Next, I would suggest you attend a workshop and training. Participate in workshops and training sessions focused on advocacy skills and available resources. These events can provide practical insight into navigating systems, accessing support services, and effectively advocating for the child. Continuous education ensures that you remain up to date with the evolving landscape of resources. And lastly, build a resource repository. Keep it, write it, print it, have it on hand. Create a centralized repository of resources, including contacts, websites, and relevant documentation. This resource hub serves as a quick reference for yourself and others involved in the child's care. Sharing this repository with the child's family and other advocates fosters a collaborative approach to accessing and utilizing available resources. So by taking the initiative to access and understand resources, advocates empower themselves to navigate systems more effectively and secure essential support for children with diverse needs. This proactive approach enhances the overall advocacy process, ensuring that the child receives the comprehensive care and resources they deserve. Well, there you have it, the 5 A's for advocacy for kids. What I want to do now is I want to challenge you to keep that sustaining advocacy for a lasting impact. In the journey of advocating for children with diverse needs, we emphasize the importance of recognizing advocacy as an ongoing process. Consistency is the linchpin that sustains the impact of our efforts over time. As we conclude the episode today, it's essential to reflect on a few key principles that contribute to the longevity and the effectiveness of our advocacy endeavors. Number one, remember advocacy is an ongoing process. The needs of children evolve, circumstances change, and new challenges may arise. To address these dynamics, our commitment to advocacy must be steadfast. Advocacy is not a one-time event, but a continuous, evolving commitment to the well-being of the child. Number two, consistency is key. The consistency of your advocacy efforts is what transforms isolated actions into a sustained force for positive change. Regularly reassess the child's needs to ensure that your advocacy remains relevant and responsive. By staying attentive to the evolving needs of the child, we can adapt our strategies and interventions effectively. 3, stay informed about relevant policies. The landscape of policies and regulations impacting children with diverse needs is dynamic. Advocates must stay informed about the latest developments that will allow them to navigate the advocacy for policy changes that promote inclusivity, accessibility, and equal opportunities. And number 4, continue building a strong network of support. A robust support network is a bedrock of successful advocacy. Collaborate with parents, educators, healthcare professionals, and advocacy groups. Share experiences, insights, and resources. The collective strength of a supportive community enhances the impact of our advocacy efforts. In conclusion, sustaining advocacy requires a commitment to consistency, adaptability, and continuous learning. As advocates, our role extends way beyond being agents of change. We are stewards of a process that shapes the present and future of children with diverse needs. Let us remain dedicated to the principles outlined, ensuring that our advocacy efforts stand the test of time, leaving a lasting and positive impact on the lives of the children we advocate for. If you would like a downloadable PDF copy of this outline that I have presented to you today, All you have to do is send me an email at exceptionalstoriespodcast@gmail.com, and I'll promptly send it your way. This resource will be invaluable for reference throughout your advocacy journey. Lastly, I would like to invite you to join me next week for an emotional and long-awaited episode as I engage in a heartfelt conversation with a very close friend about the profound topic of grief. This episode, which is 8 years in the making, I'll add, delves into the challenges our family has faced since 2015. I encourage you to tune in and make it an exceptional week ahead.
Before we go, I want to thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. If you are the parent of a special needs child and wish to share your story with us or know someone we should talk with on the show, send an email to exceptionalstoriespodcast@gmail.com. If you've been enjoying the show, we'd love to hear from you. If you can take a minute, just leave us a 5-star rating on your preferred podcast platform. It would mean the world to us. Your ratings help us reach more listeners and continue to bring the quality content that you've learned to enjoy. I also want to invite you to follow us on our social media pages. You can find us on both Facebook and Instagram at Exceptional Stories Podcast. Lastly, if you found this podcast informative and you would like to keep it going, go to our website at www.exceptionalstoriespodcast.com. Click on the support button on our homepage. For as little as $3 per month, you can play an active role in making sure these stories are heard. Thank you for choosing to spend your precious time with us. Remember, you're not alone. Together, we'll create a world that embraces and supports every exceptional story. Until next week, be blessed.